Hey there guys, how's it going? It's Jacob of Grimes & Sons Garage, and today we're back in the back of the van, not at the house. Gonna try to get another video for y'all. I know I put out the video the day before this of the Cub Cadet 126. Hope y'all liked it. If y'all want to see more of that, maybe we'll get the tractors in the shop and kind of go through it and be a little bit more specific, kind of walk y'all through it. If I do any kind of work on them, maybe I'll bring y'all along if y'all want. On this video, I'm going to show some of the things that I think can apply, some of the theories, I guess is what I'm going to say, that can apply to any trade or job as far as that needs tools to work on, whether that be mechanics tools, HVAC tools, plumbing tools, daily maintenance tools, electrical tools, or if you work in a different field that has other tools that I didn't mention, kind of the theories on how to progress through them, see what you need, what you don't need, what to get. And then for as far as HVAC, I'm going to show y'all some tools that I think needs to be like the first buys to get you started. And then I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the things like buying them. But stick around, we're going to get to that and we'll get this started. Alrighty, so first thing I want to talk about is what I call the level system. You got to level up your tools. As y'all saw, my loadout bag for my OTMC off my Vito. If you haven't, go check that out. Or my climb bag. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. Call it the mother bag. If you haven't seen the loadout for them two, you need to go check them out. But you can see 95% of my tools are Klein, Malco. What else do I got? I've got some Wisp by Crescent. They own that company now. I've got Weha. I've got Nipex, Supco, Fluke. Those are regarded as some expensive tools, but they are high quality tools. The Fluke, people say is expensive and they don't buy it. If you're an HVAC, they usually get like a field piece or Redfish by Supco. I think it's by Supco. I haven't used one of them yet. I need to get my hands on one and see what it's like. I've used a field piece. I've had one or two of them. Anyway, level up your tools. Don't get the most expensive, but get quality tools. So say if you needed some wire strippers, these are Klein, but Lowe's, Home Depot, your electrical supply house, say you start working for a company and they have a supply house they go to every day for supplies. My opinion, if you go to that supply house and tell them you're trying to get started, trying to help guys out, you're just a helper at the moment, but you want to get your tools set up and started. You can only buy a little at a week. What do they recommend? 95% of the time, they're not out to just make $1, because I don't think they make commission on sales. It's a joke, but I don't think they make commission. So they're going to be out trying to get you in a bag or get you tools that's going to make you money, but not break the bank. So I think there's a brand called there's Southwire you could get. They sell tools at Lowe's. Ideal sells tools at Lowe's. Home Depot, I think, has Southwire. They have Klein. Lowe's sells some Fluke tools. Home Depot sells Klein meters. The meters themselves, you're going to find that they're not as expensive as the other meters, I don't think. They may be right around where the field piece is. So, meters, one thing about meters, instead of leveling them up, I would buy really good off the bat if you can afford it, because that's your safety measure. That's what tells you when voltage is there, voltage is not. You don't need for it to say, no, this is clear, and it be hot and you touch it and get yourself hurt. Or flip side of that, waste time and it say it's not hot or it is hot, and you spend forever trying to find a breaker just to come find out your meter will say it's hot no matter what. Like the field piece hot stick. Coworker of mine, he had one He could take it, turn it on, and touch my jacket with it, and it'd say it's hot. Then he goes out, say that he does that to a unit. He has to go look for a breaker. He can't find a breaker. He just wasted probably, if he was smart, 10 minutes on it. Just trying to find a breaker that wasn't there because it's all off. And then he took his meter out, had a field piece fit meter, which they do make really good meters. Klein makes really good meters, I think. And then Fluke is my favorite, but I've used all of them. And he pulls out one of them kind of meters, and there's no voltage. All the breakers are already off. So buy good quality tools. Meters and hot sticks are one thing I wouldn't cheap out on. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but I have a Klein. This one is one of their normal, well, I guess it wouldn't be normal, it's just a hot stick, non-contact voltage tester. But this one has a laser on it. Y'all saw it, the loadout for the TP4B. Got news, TP4B is no longer the service bag. I'm into a TPXXL now. Yay! TP4B just wasn't big enough for what I needed. I had a lot more tools, and I know if I get a bigger bag, I'll end up loading it down more. But hopefully with this one, I can keep it slow because I've actually got it pretty much where I want it. There's a FLIR. So what I would recommend as far as tools wise is get you a wire crimper, wire stripper combo. They make those. It'll kind of look like this. You have a cutter, a crimper, another crimper for insulated, non-insulated, bigger insulated, or yeah, insulated crimper. You have a cutting edge wire strippers that go to from a really small gauge to a really large gauge, and then another cutter. One thing about having the cutter on this end, when you strip it, you don't, when it's out here, you don't have a whole lot of leverage. When you pull it, it's going to want to do that number. If you have it close to your hand, when you cut it and try to strip it, it you have more leverage on it. So, tripod fell. Will you please? Hey, there you go. Second thing, tools that can double as other things. So, as far as HVAC, if you get you an 8-in-1, it's got a Schrader valve, a bunch of nut drivers, the standard dedicated quarter 5/16, quarter 5/16, and then get you a regular 11-in-1 that gets you all of your bits that you need as far as Phillips flathead. And if you really just want a dedicated nut driver so you can leave that other one as a Schrader, this multi is pretty good, and that negates you from having to get an impact off your first run. Now that I say that, I do want to say this. Klein has a new tool. As far as I can tell, the only place to get it from is Home Depot. We saw this in the loadout for the TP4B. Klein's a 7-in-1 flip bit impact socket set with handle. If you get this, you can use your buddy's impact while you're learning. When you get the money to get your own impact, you've got all the sockets an HVAC tech or a lot of techs would need. Plus, you have them on an extension. The only down part is if you needed it to be shorter, but you can get back into that later. Here's another kind of multi. This is a 14-in-1. This one has an adjustable shaft, so if you need a shorter screwdriver or the longer screwdriver. This one also goes in your impact, 1/4-inch impact, impact, 4-inch drive bit. And it comes with all them bits that your screwdriver can use, and now your drills can be adapted to. So make your tools double so you don't have as many. So say you got this guy, and a wire stripper. All you need now is a pair of needle nose, linemen's if you're feeling froggy, and a pair of side cutters, dikes, whatever you want to call them, side nipper, whatever. That pretty much gets you, after you got a voltage stick, non-contact voltage tester, whatever you want to call them, and a meter. That's what I'm trying to say. The only other thing that I would be like, hey, get this, is a little bitty torpedo level. This is a 9-inch. This is a Johnson product, so it's a Lowe's. I've also got their little bitty magnetic Johnson level. My boss doesn't like this. He says it's not quite as accurate, but I think it's actually pretty good. Just to make him happy, I got the big one though. But this one still stays in the service bag. But that TPXL I was mentioning, we will be doing a video on it pretty soon. It's just like I did with the TP4B. It was recent. Don't want to tell nobody. It was recent, and I want to kind of shake it down a few times. So we've got the multi screwdrivers, the multi wire stripper crimper deals. Cover the wrenches, or not wrenches, but pliers, the other things you need. Another thing, if you're looking for multis, get you 2 of these 8-inch Klein tools. You saw these in the OTMC loadout. If you haven't, go check it out again. These are adjustable pliers where you can turn that from a pipe wrench to a normal crescent. Now, I've had people say they didn't like how the pipe wrench works. They just would keep it as a crescent. But for how big the jaws can get compared to a normal crescent that aren't able to come apart like that, they're pretty dang good. And they take care of a lot of jobs, and most of your plumbing stuff that you're going to do as far as the HVAC side of it, that's all you're going to need. Eventually you're going to need an impact. I like DeWalt. When I bought that, I bought a drill and a impact. I bought the XR kit, or not a kit, but I bought the XR setups of them just because I wanted high quality tools, and it came with batteries. And then after that I got mated to the batteries. I've got quite a few DeWalt style batteries. Some of them are eBay, or not eBay, but Amazon affiliate brands that are not DeWalt, but they fit the DeWalt and they were cheaper. So that's what I would do. That's kind of how I feel about the whole situation about buying tools. One more thing I do want to mention. Get you a screwdriver where you're not beating up on your Klein. Your Kleins. This screwdriver is made for beating on. Is this something you have to have first off, a Klein demolition screwdriver? No. This was a Pittsburgh screwdriver from Harbor Freight that I paid $8 for, and it came with like 13 ones pretty similar to it. They were just weren't this big. This one was found in an attic, was free. It fits really good in the TPXXL. We'll be doing a video of that. Have I said that in what? Y'all don't forget, we're doing a video. Get you a beating screwdriver so you're not beating up on your expensive, nice tools that you bought. Don't beat them up. It's not worth buying them over and over again. If you keep up with the bits, you keep them cleaned, you keep them oiled, they don't rust, they'll last you forever. That's the first 11-1 I've ever bought, and it's probably the only one I'll ever have to buy if I keep taking care of it. The only thing I can think of is if I use it to open up a breaker that's been rusted and it bends the bits off. And I'll just buy another bit. I'm not buying a whole nother screwdriver just so I can have the flathead bit from it again. Klein sells that. What else? Trying to get everything else I think of. They do make needle nose. Y'all saw them in the loadout for the TP4B. Those Klein yellow handle needle nose. The only thing is the wire stripper doesn't go to a very big size. But other than that, they're good multi if you're doing small control thermostat wire or control wires. It's got a crimper, needle nose, cutting edge, strippers. They're really good. So if you got something like this, the needle nose, they make another set of that needle nose version. It's gray handles. You saw it in the Klein loadout. It does a little bit thicker gauge wire, so if you're doing something a little bit bigger for like outlet boxes or switches, it may be a better fit for you. It's a little bit thicker. The only thing is you have to buy a needle nose in. Or if you bought them both, you're covered for both sides. So I won't say they're $20, $30 each. That's probably going to wrap it up for this one. Oh, HVAC guys, this is one just probably for you. A service wrench for closing down king valves, opening up king valves. Everything else you may be slower at, but you can pretty much do by hand on everything. It's just when you have the money and get the tools, it's a lot easier, it makes you quicker. You'll get there. This is just for the budget guy. I started off when I was living with my parents. Every dime I bought went back into my tools so I could make more money, so I could make it quicker, so I could get home quicker. So I didn't have nothing to spend my money on. I wasn't spending on a house. I didn't have insurance on my truck that I was paying for. I didn't have all these other things. So all these tools that you see are my money, but I didn't have anything else to pay on them. Like it kept me out of drugs and everything else. Kept me out of drugs and kept me out of like, I don't know, what else could you do? Drinking. So buy them when you can. Catch a sale. I'm bad about catching sales for Johnstone, so keep an eye on sales. They may come up more often than you think. Sun's coming up. Catch things on sale. Tool Central has sales. Lowe's has sales. Home Depot has sales. Your supply houses probably has sales. I know Johnstone does a monthly sale. This month, if y'all can catch it quick enough, I think they have a it's a 263 or something like that. It's a small meter. It's really good for HVAC. I think it's got a magnet on the back. It's a really good meter. I think it's for 120, something like that. Maybe wrong. Don't quote me on that, but that's a good buy. They're on sale. You're gonna save money. I bought my manometer set. It was on sale. It was still $200, but it was, instead of being almost $300, it was on the lower spectrum, closer to $200. Now I've got it. I'll probably, if I take care of them, we'll have it for the rest of my life. So make things double, upgrade as you go. You don't have to buy the biggest and newest set. When you find out you don't like something like this, try something different, get your use out of it, and if it breaks, if you do not like it 100%, go with something different. Ask around when you start trying to upgrade about your coworkers, what they like. Could you borrow their tools while you're on a job with them? Be like, hey, you care if I use that screwdriver? I've been really wanting to try this Weehaw set. And they go, yeah, I'll grab this Weehaw set and I'll hand it to you. I'll watch you play with it and then give it back to me, and then I'll put it back. Because if they're like me, I don't like letting people borrow my tools and walking off with them because I want them to come back. Anyway, long rant over. All right, guys, this is Jacob from Grimes & Sons Garage. This was a pretty short video, but for Tool Tuesday, I think it'll work. Anyway, we're going to catch y'all on the next one. You'll have a good one. See ya.